Appreciate everybody being here. Valdosta State this week. It's going to be a tough challenge on the road. Obviously, a big game for us. Always has been when Valdosta State and Delta State plays. It's a big ball game. They are another great Valdosta State team. I think they're a complete football team. Very solid, very good on offense, defense, and special teams. Very good running the football, averaging 208 yards a game rushing. They're only allowing 88, scoring 30 points per game. I think they're giving up something like 13 points per game. Defense is very stingy. Special teams wise, they do an excellent job covering kicks. They've already had a kickoff return for a touchdown, so they're extremely dangerous. Do a great job punting. And I think they've just got some very good football players, and Coach Dean does a great job at Valdosta. Has been doing it for a long time, won national championships there, so they know what they're doing. It's going to be a great challenge, but we're looking forward to it. With that being said, I'll answer any questions.
After a big win the first week and then the bye week, what's the biggest concern with a bye week right there early in the season?
I think it is what it is. You got to make the most of it. I think we did a good job with our bye week. I think we got better as a football team. I think our guys handled it the right way academically. But you definitely won't be playing. We like to play, but I think we did a really good job of just controlling what we can control. The schedule fell the way it did this year, so we knew we had a tough opponent coming up. So we just tried to make the most of that bye week.
It's actually an advantage too, right? I mean, you get that extra week of prep, you get the guys healthy.
Well, you hope it is. I mean, you can look at it two ways. It can be an advantage from that standpoint, but also could be a disadvantage in the fact that Valdosta's got 2 games under their belt and we've only got 1. So, you hope it's an advantage, but I guess Saturday night we'll know for sure if it was an advantage or a disadvantage.
Is just the nature of the game, the rivalry of it, just how special is it to just these kind of games to coach these kind of games, especially?
So, I mean, it's a big game, and it's why I tell our guys all the time, it's why they chose to come to Delta State, just playing games like this. It's why I want to coach here, to coaching games like this. So it's Valdosta, Delta State. You really don't have to say much more about that. I think Coach Dean on his coaching show last night, I watched some of that. It's basically what he said. It's Delta State, Valdosta State, and we've got a lot of respect for them. They've got a lot of respect for us, and 2 good programs, and I'm sure it's going to be a dogfight Saturday night.
Do you like the idea of playing it so early? I can't recall the last time you guys have played Valdosta State.
This early?
Yeah.
Yeah, normally it's later in the year, but you know what? You got to play them sooner or later. So I'm sure, obviously it's a televised game Saturday night, and I'm sure a lot of people in the conference are going to be looking to see who wins that ball game because, if you look at the history of the conference, Delta State's been involved in it a lot. Valdosta State's been involved in it a lot as far as who's going to win the conference, and so it's a big ball game. But you got to play it sooner or later, so we might as well play it now.
Coach, last year you guys met and it was a wild shootout, big win for you guys. Talk about how they've kind of changed. What have you kind of seen on film that makes them different from last year a little bit?
I just think they're better than they were a year ago. I don't think they've changed scheme-wise necessarily. I think their defensive guys, their defensive line did a great job last Saturday. Tevin Davis, Bryson, Brendel, those guys were in the backfield, seemed like all day long. I think their quarterback transfer is a very good football player. Not only is he, he was Gulf South Offensive Player of the Week, he was Special Teams Player of the Week too. He had a 75-yard punt, averaged like 50 yards. So I just think they're a really good football team. They don't change a lot schematically, just like we don't, and they're just good at what they do. And those guys are playing a real good brand of football right now.
It's always big when a team wins when you know you can win on the road. And I don't know if Fort Valley State was a good gauge, but a win on the road is a win on the road.
Yeah,
it certainly builds confidence as you move forward.
It does. It does.
It's
I'm glad that we've had a road trip. We've had guys that traveled with us for the first time, so they kind of got to see how we did it. So they're going to be a little more familiar this time around. But it's tough to go win on the road, any level of college football, and we can now draw on that experience that we won on the road. And the thing that I think we try to do is we just try to keep it as much like we're at home as possible. I mean, we try to practice the same way. We don't, we just try to go handle our business on the road, and we know it's a challenge, but you got to play the game somewhere. They had to come out here last year. we got to go there this year. It's just the way it is. So, but we know we got to travel a lot this year, and that's just part of it. But we're excited about this challenge.
Coach, just one other question about
Sure.
starting off GSC play on a winning note. How important is that as opposed to getting behind in the league race?
I think it's very important, but the thing that we got to understand is this game is important because it's the next game, not just because it's Valdosta State, Delta State, and it's the conference opener. It's the next game, and our guys know that, and we talk about that. And I think that it gives whoever wins this game a big leg up. There's no question about it. But you got to also understand it's the Gulf South, and there's a lot of things that can happen in the Gulf South week to week. So you don't just if it happens, it happens. If we lose a game, we'll come back and play. If we win the game, we'll come back and play, and we're going to control what we can control. But it's a long season. It's a big game early in the season. It's a little out of ordinary because we're playing it so early. But like I said, you got to play it sooner or later. So let's go. Let's see what happens.
Coach, does this game feel like another kind of season opener? You had that bye week, kind of not really a regular start to a game, but like jump right into conference play. Does it seem like another big kind of season opening kind of environment going into?
Nah, not to me. I don't know. I don't think so.
Shouldn't be hard for you to get the guys up for this one, right? This is, for a guy like me that doesn't know the rivalry, it's a big.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's different. It's a different mentality when you play a Valdosta or one of those type schools, and it's a different mentality when you open conference play. But we won't. I think too. Not getting to play last week, I think they're ready to go play some more football. So we're excited about it, and we're excited about the challenge of going in there and playing a highly ranked opponent in their backyard. And we know how it's going to be tough, but we're excited about that challenge. Like I said, that's why they chose to come to Delta State to play in games just like this.